The fourth and final blueprint in the MSP Excellence Playbook for cloud solutions providers is called the Performance Management Blueprint. This blueprint is designed to help the cloud solutions provider to monitor and manage the performance of their business, and it begins with a dashboard view of the sales pipeline. Here we see 4 charts that are going to give us views into the health and efficiency of how we're managing our sales pipeline on a monthly basis. And in this upper left-hand chart titled Monthly Pipeline Performance, we see the number of active opportunities in the pipeline represented as these columns. Each month represents a different number of active opportunities that we're managing in our pipeline. And then against that are these revenue trend lines. The top red line represents unfactored revenue. So that's the revenue value of all opportunities in the pipeline. Underneath that, the green trend line is the factored revenue value of the opportunities in the pipeline, where factored revenue takes into account the win probabilities that are assigned to each account in your pipeline based on their stage. So an early stage opportunity has a low probability of win, and a very late stage opportunity has a much higher probability of win. So this is the factored revenue value based on win probability. And then finally, the black line represents the actual revenue that your pipeline produced as you move from one month to the next. And so the goal of these 3 trend lines is to help you maximize the value of revenue in your pipeline and hopefully manage that value upwards as the year progresses. Also to look at the projected revenue value that your pipeline is going to deliver and narrow the distance between that revenue projection and your actual revenue results, and to also see those lines moving upward and to the right. And that is enabled by looking at this next chart, which is the number of opportunities we're adding each month into the pipeline. The more opportunities we're adding to the pipeline, the greater the value of our pipeline and the stronger our pipeline will be. And so here we see the blue columns representing the number of new accounts added to the opportunity pipeline each month, and the red trend line is the revenue value of those new opportunities added to the pipe. Down below we see a couple of more charts which are providing us with a view of the actual deal closed per month in the pipeline. This is really an isolated view of this black line, the closed deal value. So here we see the closed deal value represented against the number of deals that were closed, and so we can see the deal volume, as in how many deals closed each month, and the value of those deals in terms of actual revenue that was booked with the business. So that's also a line we want to see trending upward and to the right, and we'd like to see that upward trend move in a way that's compatible with the number of new opportunities that we're adding to the pipeline every month. And similarly, we want to be able to also monitor the deals that are lost or placed on hold each month in our pipeline. And so here we have the deals lost or on hold represented as columns, and these are the numbers of deals placed on hold, and then the red line is the revenue value of the deals placed on hold. We want to manage this trend in a downward direction, or at least stabilize the number of lost deals or deals placed on hold as we grow the business by adding more revenue and adding more opportunities to the pipe. So taken together, these 4 charts give us a very good visualization of our pipeline activity and the trends in terms of how well we're doing adding to the pipe, how well we're doing closing deals out of the pipe, and how well we're managing the number of lost deals or deals placed on hold. All of this data can be looked at in a more granular fashion simply by scrolling down and looking at the data tables that drive these charts. And don't worry, you don't have to enter all this data. This chart is automatically populated with the numbers of opportunities in each of these categories and their revenue value, and they're summarized on a quarterly basis and also summarized on an annual basis. And so the way that these tables get populated is by virtue of you filling out one sheet that represents your entire pipeline for each month of the year. So we have a tab for January, February, March, and so forth, all the way through December. And each tab is a one-page view of your pipeline where you or your sales reps will enter in a given opportunity account name, the name of the rep, the date it's added to the pipe, the date it's expected to close, and then when they move to stage 5, which is the stage when deals actually close, then we'll put in the actual close date. We'll also record the value of the deal, the contract term, so that it can automatically calculate total contract value, and then a one-digit representation of its stage in the pipeline. And so as a deal moves from stage 1, the very beginning stage, when we've just issued a quotation to the customer, to stage 2, all the sales rep has to do is to simply change the 1 to a 2, and the revenue value will shift over to the appropriate column. Now we're in stage 2, and we have a different win probability that's going to produce a factored revenue value for that original unfactored revenue amount. All of these factored values get totaled at the bottom by stage, and then they're summarized in this black bar based on the number of active opportunities in this month's pipe, the total unfactored revenue value, the average deal size, the factored revenue value based on their stage, the projected close ratio based on the ratio of factored to unfactored revenue, and the actual close ratio, which is the number of deals that enter stage 5, which is the deal close staged. We also have stages 6 and 7, which represent deals on hold or deals lost. And so all of these various categories are summarized in a simple-to-read table at the bottom of the template, where we get to see the number of opportunities added during the month, the total value of them, their average value, and then the deals closed during the month, their total value and average value, the deals lost or placed on hold, their total value and average value, and then the remaining deals are going to be carried over into next month's pipeline, and the total value and the average value of that carryover. So all of that data is calculated as a result of you or your sales reps simply filling out this information about the account, the dates, the value, and the stage that they represent in the sales process. And as you do that each month and close out each pipeline, you'll be automatically populating this data table, which will automatically create the charts that provide your dashboard. That's a tool for you to manage the performance of your pipeline and make sure the trends are going in the right direction. Additionally, we have two other reports in the Performance Management Blueprint. One is designed to help you measure your lead generation performance, and it has categories where you can enter in information about your various marketing campaigns, the number of contacts that you approach in your target audience, the leads that that campaign generates, creating your response rate percentage. And then if you follow our lead qualification process and rate each lead on a 20+ scale, the 20+ leads become highly qualified. The ones with a mid-level score of 10 to 20 become marketing leads for nurturing campaigns, and the ones with a score of 10 or below are discarded. And so those numbers are captured for you to know the efficiency of each program. And then you can put in the number of deals closed from those marketing campaigns and their value to compute an ROI. And now you have a comparative view of which programs are creating the most leads at the lowest cost and the highest ROI. And at the bottom you'll have an average of all those results, so you can see your blended response rate across all marketing programs, your blended qualification rate, close rate, and total return on marketing investment. And then the last performance management tool is our cost of customer acquisition measurement template. Here you'll enter some basic information about cost per lead and the conversion rates calculated from the prior template, your average values for non-recurring and recurring charges, and your average gross margin percentages for each. And then all of the sales and marketing expenses that go into acquiring customers turned into a monthly acquisition cost. From that, we will provide you with two very important metrics for measuring cost of acquisition. One is the number of months to break even by using your gross margin dollars to pay back the cost of the sales and marketing expense to acquire the customer. The other is the multiple of the total profitability of the contract value of that customer as measured against the total acquisition cost. You'll want your monthly payback to be under 12 months, and you'll want your multiplier to be in the range of 3x to 4x. So that's a quick overview of the tools in our Performance Management Blueprint. If you have additional questions or would like to discuss any of our blueprints in more detail, please visit us at mspexcellence.com or give us a call.